Hello, BookTube. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Juan. I am just one reader, your favorite Mexican booktuber who reads in English and is also a psychoanalyst. Tonight, I am very excited because I am starting a reading vlog. The last time that I did a reading vlog, it was such a disaster because the book itself, The Will of the Many by James Islington, ended up being a mess. It's one of the worst books that I've read in my life. So overhyped. It's just not a book for smart people, in my humble opinion. Not so humble, apparently. But I can be so pretentious sometimes. But hey, if you're here, you know, you know what's coming. You know what to expect, don't you? Anyway, so that book, The Will of the Many, which I read, recording my thoughts and opinions as I read along, even though the book itself was absolute trash for the narrow-minded, I really loved making a vlog. It was my first time and it was such a fun experience. But this time around, I am coming with another reading project, which I hope ends up being just as fun, but not hot trash. So, I will be reading The Secret Commonwealth by Philip Pullman. Now, if you don't know, this is the second installment in the Book of Dust, which is the follow-up to his Dark Materials, my favorite trilogy of all time. It's a series that I read and reread. I have reread it many, many times. It's kind of like, like Harry Potter and his Dark Materials are pretty much it in terms of like founding core reading memories in a way. Like those are my foundations among some others. But his Dark Materials is a big thing for me. And so this is the follow-up to that, although book one in the Book of Dust, La Belle Sauvage, which I adored, I gave it 5 stars. That is more a prequel. It is a prequel. Now this one, The Secret Commonwealth, is a sequel to The Amber Spyglass. It takes place like 8 years after The Amber Spyglass, so after the ending of his Dark Materials. So, by the way, I need to say there will be no spoilers whatsoever in this entire reading vlog. I will avoid talking about the plot or the characters or I don't even know what, because I haven't really begun my adventure. But I will not go into the intricacies of the plot or any details that could deter you from enjoying the experience if you haven't read it yourself. Now, the reason why I am reading The Secret Commonwealth now is because book 3 in the Book of Dust is coming out this October. The Rose Field is the title. And I am very excited because this is sort of like catching up with the series in order to read that book. So this is my first time, of course, reading The Secret Commonwealth. I gotta say, I read La Belle Sauvage, book 1, when it came out. That was back in 2017, 8 years ago. And I liked it, but I didn't really think that much of it. Now, last week, I reread La Belle Sauvage. Now that I am a grown-ass fucking man, I feel like I have matured with life and experience and just age, just becoming older. And I adored it. I thought the book was a masterpiece. I think it's one of Philip Pullman's best written books, and I gave it 5 stars. It was impeccable in terms of the writing. And now I'm really excited to see if he actually improved upon, his craft and if he has still continued to evolve as a writer now in book 2, The Secret Commonwealth. This book was released, in let me see. So when it was published, I got it immediately. This might be a first edition or something. It was published in 2019. Man, that was like 6 years. That was 6 years ago. And I bought it, but I never really wanted to read it because in my mind it was like, don't read it now. You're not desperate to find anything out, so just wait until book 3 is announced, and then you can read the entire thing again. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I've done. So I'm reading it for the first time. There will be no spoilers. Oh, something really important that I gotta say. This book, for some reason, has gotten a lot of really bad reviews, mixed reviews. But, mixed reviews means some people really love it, yes, but some people really hate it as well. And in my mind, that is just not like it doesn't compute. It doesn't make sense. Like I'm glitching. How can people dislike something that's been written by the master Philip Pullman himself? I'm just completely nonplussed. I'm absolutely flabbergasted indeed. I can't make sense of that. Like, he's one of the best writers that I know, like, technically, in my humble opinion. Not so humble after all, you pretentious asshole. But I really want to see like why this book has garnered all of that hate. I am really looking forward to that. So without any further ado, I've already rambled on for 6 minutes. I apologize. This is what's coming for you in this video. So hopefully I will be more coherent with my thoughts, but let's just start The Secret Commonwealth and we'll see what happens. Okay. Hello. I've reached a point already in the book where I feel like I can stop and gather some of my thoughts. I have reached page 150 something. So I am like 9 chapters in. Yeah, I'm about to start chapter 10. Again, no spoilers. I won't really go into what the book is about or what the characters are doing or anything like that because, I want to avoid all sorts of potential spoilers. However, I do want to say something that happens in this book, this is not a spoiler really, is Lyra's relationship with Pantalaimon, her demon, is very much at the center of this book's conflict. Well, there are many conflicts, but in terms of the emotional core of the book, I feel like that is really what Pullman is sort of shedding some light on, or like putting the spotlight on that relationship between demons and their humans. So I really like that. I really like that he's really focusing on that. I think that's the most simple yet complex and intelligent and genius idea that he came up with in his Dark Materials originally. And the fact that he's really putting that at the forefront in this book, in this trilogy, but particularly in this book, I really like. Okay, so I have some thoughts and opinions, but I would much rather talk to you about my emotional response thus far to the book. I am really liking it. Like, I am really liking it. I know I'm only like 150 pages into it. It's a long book. It's a long journey. I've only just started. The book is like 650 pages long, so I still have 500 pages to go. A lot can happen in 500 pages. So it could go downhill, it could go wrong, it could be so different, but it could change. Who knows? But so far, what I can tell you is I just don't see why some people dislike this book. I feel like, what are people stupid now? Are people idiotic? Like, the writing in this book, man, even if you don't feel like the book is exciting, because I can see some people making the point like the book could be interpreted as boring. I don't see how that could be. or maybe not as action packed, if they were expecting something else, something different. I really don't know what people could be criticizing about this book at this point where I'm at, because it's absolutely wonderful. It's just at the same level as La Belle Sauvage, which was, to me, five-star material. That's just a personal opinion kind of thing. So I just want to say, emotionally, my response has been comforting but uncanny, because without giving anything away, there's some things that are wrong with Lyra, between Lyra and Pantalaimon. By the way, the word Pantalaimon is one of the most beautiful words in the English language. Visually, how it looks on the page, on paper, just there's something about the shape of the word and the sound that I evoke in my mind every single time that my mind glazes over Pantalaimon. Thank you, Philip Pullman, for giving us such beautiful words and so many wonderful, gorgeous, proper names and words like alethiometer. Oh, come on. Like, it's such beautiful, beautiful use of language, even made up language. Like, my God. Anyway. I'm getting all worked up because it's so beautifully written. Anyway, so in terms of the writing, I feel like the same that I've always thought about Pullman's writing is still true. It's still there. It's elegant without being purple prose or overdrawn or bloated or overblown. There's a pacing, everything flows. I love reading. I just love the experience of picking up the book and reading a chapter. I just feel like everything flows. There's this kind of musical cadence to everything. I really, really enjoy my moments of picking the book up and reading a chapter. Something else that I love. Oh, well, by the way, I was going to compare his writing style to Robin Hobb's. I have Robin Hobb right there on my shelf. She's one of my favorite authors. I have some problems with Robin Hobb's writing, but I feel like they are very, very similar in terms of how they write beautifully. However, I feel like Pullman is much better. I feel like Robin Hobb's flaws, Pullman has already worked out, and he's just a more efficient writer, economical writer, effective, efficient, and just more succinct and elegant writer than Robin Hobb. That's not to throw shade on Robin Hobb. I really, really think Robin Hobb is one of the greats, and I adore her work, all of it. But Philip Pullman is just something else. I think he has evolved. He has transcended in a way. So something that I love about Pullman's writing in what I've read from this book so far is dialogue. Pullman is an author of dialogue. I think he writes dialogue very, very well, and it's very prevalent in his writing. I think throughout his entire career, all of his work, his entire oeuvre, that's not a pretentious word, is it? In his entire oeuvre, I think he's a writer who throughout his oeuvre, he writes dialogue a lot and really well, and he knows that dialogue is really good for two things. Number one, establishing and presenting and portraying and conveying character voice and characters' personalities through the way that they talk to one another. And secondly, it's a great vehicle for really good storytelling. So it's not just dialogue, it's also part of the storytelling. It's a narrative. It's something that keeps the narrative really alive. It's very much like something that J.K. Rowling does as well in the Harry Potter books. And I think that's actually something that many people don't praise highly enough of J.K. Rowling's writing is her dialogue work and how effective it is and how brilliant she is at capturing all of her characters' voices and how she keeps everything moving. Anyway, Philip Pullman does that really well. The last thing that I want to say at this point in the vlog is I really like that this book feels gloomy and sort of sad. There's a sadness to it. It's a little like Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, which is sort of that book in the Harry Potter series where everything feels kind of sad and slightly off kilter and it's the same but it's different, and the characters are going through a lot of internal turmoil, and so that is also transmitted to the reader. And I get a little bit of that, which is really, really high praise that an author can do that in 150 pages. So the book so far is great. It's mysterious. There's a lot of characters that are new. Many of them are old. They are older characters that feel like old friends in a way. It's such a corny thing to say, but it feels like old friends. Hey, old friends. Ba, 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 ba. Stephen Sondheim? No? So it feels like old friends coming back. It feels a little like cameos. It feels like coming back to those characters and the world of Jordan College and Oxford. The book takes place, at Oxford, at Jordan College in Oxford, and we see some characters from historic materials, from La Belle Sauvage. So I really like that, but it also has its own newer mysteries, and it has a lot of plot lines that are being set up. So far I am adoring this book. So far I don't see any sort of potential negative criticisms, but the book still has 500 pages to surprise me for good or for bad. Let's see what happens.